Hi there, Emil here from cold Stockholm, Sweden. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the towing system. And today we're going to focus on the long towing ones, so no short tows or contact tows, but we're going to talk about the longer ones, which you can use to tow longer distances and in the more regular use from day to day. So I have three different systems here. I have my own personal that I use, I have another one that we have for our guides, and I have a throwing line down here. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of those three and how we can use them and the different use cases. So all of these three works perfect for the regular towing on the day-to-day. And when and why do you want to tow people? So I try to take away the stigma about being towed, or take away, like, I work a lot with guiding and different people, and mostly or quite usually people don't want to be towed because they feel embarrassed. But the towing is so much more than just helping somebody out that isn't fast enough or doesn't have the strength to paddle. It's also about keeping the group together, or you can use it to keep a kayak going the right way if somebody have trouble steering, or maybe have a problem with the boat, the rudder isn't working or the skeg isn't working. Then a towing system is perfect for that case as well. Or I sometimes have a colleague that want to take photos, then I can put them on a towing system for a while, so they can still be in the group and they can focus on taking pictures. So the towing can be used in so many different ways, and it's a great tool for every instructor out there and more or less every kayaker out there. I also use mine when I'm out kayak camping. Then it's a perfect line to hang your stuff to dry. Just hanging around two trees and you can hang all your stuff, so you can get dry. So there are a lot of use cases with a towing line. Obviously the safety ones are for towing in water, but you can also use them for a lot of different things. So it's a good thing to have and a good tool to have for every kayaker out there. So what should a towing line have? The regular towing lines that are for us sea kayakers out there, they should have this waist belt, and the waist belt shall have a quick release. So if you need to get out of your tow, if you're towing somebody and you need to do something else, you need to quickly get out of it, you should be able to just open up and get rid of the belt. So a quick release is maybe the most important part of a towing system, because your own safety is often or always the most important. Even though you're helping somebody else, if you get dragged into and also need help, that makes the situation even worse. So quick release, good thing. I prefer towing systems with large bags, so it's easy to get in and out to put the line back. But there are many different ones. So if you haven't bought one yet, I recommend buying one with a bigger bag, so it's easy to get in and out and put the line back in there. So they usually have a line. The line shall be visible, so yellow or some other visible color. It shall be a round line that floats, and the length of the line shall be at least 10 meters long. This one also have this bungee cord in the end. It has a big carabiner, so it's easy to attach to the kayak that you're gonna tow, and it has this floating thing to make the line float even with this big carabiner that would make it sink otherwise. So that's what a kayak or what a towing system need. And why does it need to be the 10 meters long, you might think? So the reason for that is if you're out paddling in bigger water where you have waves and you need to tow somebody, then the risk if you're paddling with the waves is that you can get surf. And if you have a too short towing line, the kayak behind you might get a surf and surf into you. And that makes the situation way much worse. Then you have a line that's struggling around and you might break a kayak. So you want at least one wave in between you and the person you're towing. So at least 10 meters will make up for that. And the dynamic line makes this dynamic little thing makes the towing easier and smoother. And this is not mandatory on a towing line, but it's nice to have. The floating line obviously is to make it visible and make it not sink, and round so it doesn't get stuck in the water and waves. So that's what a towing system should have. If we look at mine, this is my personal one. I don't have this dynamic line or dynamic tow or this rubber cord thingy here. And I have a smaller carabiner. This works just fine as well. My line is a little bit longer. It's 15 meters longer, 15 meters, while this one is 10. So I have a little bit more dynamic to the longer line, which makes I don't really feel that I need this dynamic thing to make it smoother. So those are two different standard lines that works great. And to summarize what the towing line need, so you have the quick release, you have the round floating line that's at least 10 meters, and you need a carabiner in the end of it so it's easy to attach to the kayak you're towing. So how do we use them? How do you connect the towing line to another person? So the way we recommend to do it is that you connect to one of the static lines on the kayak. The school book example is that you go in underneath the first line and connect to the second line like that. Then it's more stable and it's on. It works almost just as well to just go to the first line, connect like that. Both systems works, and depending on your situation, this one works if you need to do it fast. If you have time, it is better to go underneath like that. It will make it a little bit more stable. So you connect to one of the lines, not two of them. The reason for that is if you have both of these and the deck fitting in front rips, then you will get lost, then you will lose the boat. While if you have only one line, this is the same line, so it's just a loop here, so you will still be on here even though this deck fitting rips. So not two, just one of them. Like that. So I connect it like that, then I open my bag up, I throw out the line, I twist it around, and then I paddle forward. So that's how I attach and activate my towing. I paddle on, get the person to where we want to be, and when I'm ready to detach, then I grab my line here. If I'm on the water and we're not paddling for like hours, then I usually just loop this one up and put it into underneath my life jacket. But if we're paddling a longer time and I have time to put it back in, then I just collect my line like this and put it back into my bag here. It's a good thing to work it in from the back all the way to the top, because then it won't entangle or tangle with each other. And as you see here, I keep my carabiner on the other kayak directly, lines. And that is so it won't tangle up, because it's nothing worse than tangling lines when you need them the most. So you want to keep the ends away from each other and away from the rest of the rope. So the end I put on a place here on my towing system. So that's how I use the towing system in an active scenario as well. Sometimes you need to tow two people. If you might have an injured person and you have another person that's holding on to that boat to keep it safe, what you do then is you take your line, you pull it under one line of one kayak, and then you take it under the other line, under the other kayak, and then you attach it together like this. Then you will have a triangle here that pulls and holds the sterns of these two boats together, which will make it easier to tow. Good thing here is also that both of the people can detach themselves, so the line will be able to run like this, and you can pull yourself in front and detach, and it will slide out. That's actually one thing that I like about this one as well. I usually don't like these floating elements because they tend to get stuck under the lines when you're gonna detach the towing system from the boat. But this one have the floating thing quite far away from the carabiner, and this is tied up in a quite good way, so it's easy to pull it out. So I like this much better than when I have the flotation just by the carabiner. Then the flotation tend to get stuck in things and it's harder to get out. That's just things that you will notice when you start using your towing system, what works and what doesn't work. And that's actually a good thing. Try to start and practice with your own gear, because it's always good to practice and see how it works, what works and what doesn't work. Where does it get entangled and how should I use it? So try to do it at least a few times every season, even though if you're not in sharp scenarios. It's good to just try to go up, do a quick connection to a boat, and then tow a little bit and then unpack everything again. So you know how to use your gear, because it's nothing to just have it on you. You need to know how to use it as well. Then we have the towing system, or the throw bag. So the throw bag, you can have it attached to a quick release belt in the same way. Then you can just attach it to a carabiner. I can use mine here to just connect. Maybe I can use mine here. And then it works just like a regular towing system. So I have a long, I think this one is 18 meter long. I have a long line, I connect this one to the kayak, and I can tow the person I'm towing. Or if I'm in a scenario where there are like steep cliffs and a really choppy water and more harsh conditions, and we have a person that's maybe done a wet exit way in by the cliffs, and there's heavy waves going in, and you don't want to go in there to rescue that person. And then you might need to throw them a line to pull them out. So then you have the throw line. So what you do then is that I take this carabiner instead. I connect this one to me, and I open my throw bag in, and I can throw the throw line away to the person I'm gonna save, so that person can grab along, maybe hold on to their kayak, and I can paddle them out. So that's the scenarios where you might want to use or might want to have a throw line. So in more rougher conditions, I know they use them a lot in whitewater kayaking. I'm not a whitewater kayaker, but looking for sea kayakers, it might be good to have a throw line if you are working with more rock hopping and in conditions that are much harder, so to say. So then it might be a good thing to also have a throw line as your go-to system. So that was some short things about the towing and how to use your tow bag and tow line. And I really recommend everybody to have a tow line. I use mine I have mine on even if I'm out kayak camping by myself. I can use it to just connect my kayak to a jetty if I'm gonna go up and pee or shop or something like that. I use it as a line to hang my gear on to get dry when I'm on land. And yeah, it's always good to have a long line with you. So it's a good thing to think about. Another good tip about lines, and obviously this thing about paddling in waves and having a line that is long enough so you can have a wave in between you, that is for conditions where you have big waves. Sometimes there are just flat water, but you might need to tow somebody either way. Then you can get your line to the half length by just taking it out around one of the lines and then back to your towing bag. Now I have half the length of my line instead, so it's an easy way to shorten your towing, which is a nice way to know as well. That's a good tip. This is my personal bag and I like it very much. You can build it however you want. So what I've done is I have this big bag where I can have all my line. I have a smaller carabiner because that's easy to get in and out and easy to handle even when it's cold. And then I have this shorter tow. I said I wouldn't talk anything about it, but I have a short dynamic line attached to it as well. And that is because I work quite a lot as an instructor teaching people how to kayak. And then if I build a raft with kayaks and I'm showing them something, sometimes I need to turn them a little bit, or I want to hold them away from a beach or whatever. Then it's super easy to just attach this one and hold them around. It's also a good way to just attach your paddle if you want to work with both hands and you don't want to get your paddle underneath your deck lines, or if you have another person's paddle that you need to take care of while you're doing something. And for safety wise, I use this one if I have a person falling in and dropping their boat and it's a windy day, so the boat runs away. And then I can go quickly pick up the boat and then paddle back to the person and start my body rescue from there. So that's why I have this one on. There are, as said, other short tows. You have contact tows and different systems that works. But this is the one I use the most. But there will be another video about short tows and different contact tows and how to use those. If you have any questions or thoughts, please leave a comment, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because there will be more content coming in English as well. And please comment what kind of system you use and tell me how you have built your own towing system, because it's super interesting to hear what you think and what you like. So thank you for today. See you next time.